Healy and Smith. At the back of the scrum is Povia. Halfback is Jenkinson. Co-captain as well, Tyrell Martin, wearing number 10. As Ben Wallerton signals time on. And down deep into the 22. And it's been touched as it drifts into touch. And there's some pressure on the kicker there, but it's come off a Hautapu hand outside the 22, and we'll have a line out. Do let us know where you're tuning in on the live stream, who you're supporting, where you're watching. Good afternoon to Bumper, who supports Hautapu. I hope you're well on the Rarotonga, mate. And Hautapu have claimed the line out inside the 22, but there for Hongara, being split in the backs. It's there now for the number 1, Elijah Waitford. They'll still come left. There for Wolfgram, last year playing from Orangeville, just outside the 22 currently. They'll go right. Hongara's playing second man. Now there for Andrew Vianney. Met by a couple of tech players. They'll go right again. There's an offside advantage being played. And Ben Wilson says we'll come back to it. Timing is the issue. Thank you very much to Ben Willerton for lending me his comms gear so I can listen to his calls. So the penalty's gone against number 7, Nathan Smith. And early on, Hamilton Burr says we'll go for the points. Also, don't forget this weekend is Anzac weekend. Pay tribute to the fallen soldiers, all those that have served Defence Forces here and abroad. Anzac Day being celebrated in New Zealand and Australia, 25th of April, this coming Monday. Kick's just taken outside the 22, about 5 metres to the right-hand uprights. And it is just away to the right. So we'll start with 22. Of course, this year we are playing under different rules. Goal line dropout, 50-22, scrum resets. All those that I'll get to as we go on in this live stream. Great to have your company once again. 22 goes long, just onto the halfway there and cleaned up by Hautapu. Brought back through by Mitchell. I'll go right, his boot to ball, and he just dribbles into the 22 of Fraser Tech. And Hautapu quite happy just to keep them pegged back. Of course, this is a repeat of last year's final. Fraser Tech winning 13-10, being awarded a scrum penalty after being camped on their own line for the last 5 minutes. Being one there. Is it coming through? Dickinson cleans up though. 15 out from touch, in line with where the line out was. Just one off runners trying to give themselves a bit more room there. Still going off. One off runners, this one's more in field though. Oh, now it's been called a knock on. It was stripped backwards, Ben Willerton was saying, and then it's been looked on. So we'll have a Fraser Tech scrum, 3 metres inside their own 22, middle of the field. It's the first scrum of the match. Of course, 1.5 metres is the only time, is only as far as you can push now. And Dickinson will go left. Martin has been charged second time already in the opening few minutes. And they'll come left. Hautapu, the home side. Hongara has it. Therefore, the fullback And they're just inside the 22. It's Jason Thomason with it. Normally midfielder, and penalty goes the way of Fraser Tech. Not releasing is the call. Tech living dangerously inside their own 22 currently. No score, 5 minutes gone. Great year for Waikato rugby in its centenary year last year. The women and the men winning the respective Wharapama and national provincial championships after what was quite a tough end to their season with the lockdowns and having to play away. Being one there from Chanel Singh. Jenkinson not claiming it cleanly, but gets it in the end, goes up himself. 10 metres outside their own 22. Now therefore, the other lock, Colin Cooper. About 15 metres in, still inside their own territory. They come right, little tip over the top. It's going to land safely for Thomason. Normally plays in the midfield, playing fullback tonight. Today, Hongara still outside the 50 metres. It's been cleaned up there from Fraser Tech. A little flick inside, showing some skill. Might open up here for Fraser Tech. Player just gets outside the 22. They'll come right for Kemp. Some offloading. We saw some great offloading from the Fraser Tech Bees in the earlier game, winning 39-32. Therefore, Tupuhi digging and diving out is Josh Calvert. 5 metres short of the and still inside their own halfway. Penalty advantage being played for offside. And they'll come back. Someone claiming about 6 minutes in that they've been doing it all day. It's probably fair enough. It's one of my lines. Always wait for a knock-on or a penalty off the kick-off to say that. Can't be wrong. And kicking the touch from halfway, midfield, and found it quite neatly. So Fraser Tech have territory for the first time this game. About 10 metres outside Hautapu's 22. And locked down with shoelaces. Can't promise I'll be able to get around to comments and that today, but they are always welcome and acknowledged. If not during the stream, but I will read them afterwards. As line out is won by Fraser Tech. There for a running Tupuhi, Masiati Tupuhi, and penalty coming the way of Hautapu. A couple of metres outside their own 22, a relieving penalty for them. Just seemed to get a bit mixed up there, did Fraser Tech within their own players. And it's a great touch finder from Hongara. Finding touch about 8 metres inside Fraser Tech's half. Big thanks to Joel Skulander, my cameraman again today. Doing a fine job behind. There's one there by the number 5 off the top. Hongara has it. Now it comes out to the number 8, having to go behind him. Oh, it's a bit messy. And ball is in touch. It's Andrew Vianney having to play a little bit of a hopscotch, hot potato. And Quentin Hill just wasn't able to clean up very well. So Tongia with the throw. And finds his mark, a little bit interrupted. Jenkinson has it. A couple of Hautapu players coming through as Hamilton bursts there to make a tackle. Martin fires it off to Lisiati Tupuhi. And it's a turnover. It's charged down. Is it? No, it's been knocked on. from Hautapu, and the call is actually an accidental offside. Ben Willerton, the man on the mark there, wearing those brand new referees' jerseys. Looking very good in the yellowy green. If your scrum is steady, you can only push 1.5 metres in senior rugby now. As Ben Willerton just admitting that the instability wasn't there. Because if scrum resets do happen, and no infringement, you either get a free kick now or an uncontested scrum under the new experimental law variations being tried out this season. As ball's in there from Jenkinson, quite steady scrum off there to Tupuhi. It's about his 5th touch already in this game. They come out left, met up there by Hautapu, and it's a knock-on advantage as Morris cleans up. And Fraser Tech were going to turn that ball over, so Ben Willerton says no advantage being played. Both these teams have played some early games pre-season. Of course, not too many last week with Easter weekend, sorry. It's a bit of rust settling in at the moment. If you're in isolation due to COVID, I hope you're doing okay. Good to have your company, though, no matter where you are and what you're doing. As the next ball comes out right, and it's an inside 50, so it's going to go into the 22. We might see 50-22. No, we won't. It's been cleaned up by Bunce there, and puts boot to ball. Does quite a decent job of it from 5 metres inside his own 22, and finds touch 7 metres inside his own half. Throw. Oh, it's been won against the throw. And Fraser Tech have it. Therefore, Lansdowne. Guy Lansdowne. Comes right to the end. Oh, it's been knocked on. There's a low pass to BJ Lima. Just couldn't pick it up at the shoelaces. And Hautapu will have a scrum 5 metres outside Fraser Tech's 22. Scrums have been pretty steady so far in this game. As the ball's there, Vianney has to break off and clean it up. Thomason gets out of the way of it. Now there for Buller Wolfgram. There's an advantage being played. There's a couple of knock-ons. First one from the number 12 from Hautapu, Buller Mahi. And Fraser Tech will have a scrum 15 metres in from touch. So still about 5 metres out from the own 22. Another steady scrum here. As Jenkinson breaks blind, chips it in field. Thompson's back, finds it bounce up quite nicely for him. Oh, it's a good tackle. And Hungara having to play half there for Morris. And I've been picked up from Jenkinson coming through, but he's knocked it on. Maybe in the pass there for Fraser Tech. Tonga has it. Big tackle coming in from Mitchell. Jenkinson offloads it. Meters their side of halfway at the moment is Fraser Tech. Martin boots the ball inside the 22. Inside the half, sorry. Now the ball goes inside the 22. And it comes back to Thomason. And Thomason says, let's just settle things down. Put the ball out about a couple of metres short of the 10 metre line, their side of halfway. Fraser Tech. Oh, penalty. It's against number 5, Colin Cooper, for jumping across the line. To look a bit ugly there. Ben Willerton been refereeing for a while now. Started off quite young. He's done a lot of Premier games these days. And the ball is there, come left through Hungara off the line out. And it's good heavy contact being met. Quick ball to Hungara. 8 metres inside the Fraser Tech half. They'll go right now. It's being offloaded. Jacobson trying to break the line. Mitch Jacobson. And now it's like decent pass from half. And Hautapu just inching forward but going across the field mostly. James Thompson trying to find the 10 metre line, can't. There for the backs. Jenkinson has it in hand. I'm sure he wouldn't mind being called a back, wearing the number 7 jersey. Now in tight. And Thompson being held up close to the halfway line. Ball being passed back into the 50-22, so it won't be carried. It's been tipped on from Tyrell Martin. Bit of a groan from the grandstand where we are sitting and broadcasting from, as it looked as though Martin might have been able to tip that back to himself. Unsuccessfully couldn't though. His time off for an injury. And down. "17 minutes gone, first half, still no score." Joel, have you got, I know you keep looking at your phone when you can, have you got any other updates you can try?
Currently, Melville is beating Morrinsville Sport 12 points to 6.
12-6, Melville, Morrinsville, and that was a bit of a blowout in the Bees game, I understand.
Yes, well,
62-12 off the top of my head, I think I saw it.
Yes, that's correct. And then there was Morrinsville played. I saw another one come up earlier.
Well, in the 1B comp, Leamington beat Pataruru 28-22. In the Premier B competition, Te Aomuru beat United Matamata Sports 26-24. So some close games in both B divisions there.
And looking at the Colts as well, Te Aomuru Sports beat Leamington 30 points to 22. Hamilton Maris beats Morrinsville Sport 74-0. And United Matamata Sports 36-12 over Barongia.
So scores going either way there by the look of things.
And currently in the Division 1, it looks like Surfers doing their game. They're 7-0 up over Frankton.
Thank you for that, Joel Skulander. See these comments going on either way supporting both teams. As I said, let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're supporting, Any comments on that? Go ahead. Time's being blown back on. We'll have a Hautapu scrum 8 metres short of the Fraser Tech 22. Jenkinson having to hold. Yes, it's there for Ngātai. It's gone back. Advantage being played the way of Hautapu. Big contact again. Tech making sure their tackles count at the moment. Ngātai, Thompson, as that was forward. Yeah, looked pretty flat from us, from my angle. And it sounded like it was quite a number of the Fraser Tech backline that was offside. And Hautapu have decided they'll take the second chance to add some points. They missed the first attempt. Ben Waterton just explaining there was a few backs, Fraser Tech back players that kept advancing and didn't retire. The second chance for so it looks as though Bodie Mitchell doing the kicking today. Comes back in front. Looks good. 3-0. Hautapu leads. In the 20th minute, first half. I'm going to flick through the team lists while writing them up. There's 11 players from Fraser Tech and 10 players from Hautapu that are backing up from last year's final in the respective teams. Ball goes down deep inside the 22 and being caught just sort of just the other side of the 22. Still going to keep it in the forwards. Thompson has it. Still outside on Gara. Kicking deep. For the Fraser Tech side. Bunce firing it inside to Martin. Now there for Calvert. Calvert trying to open up the game. You can't, just on the halfway line. Dickinson has it. It's there. Now they're making some metres in Hautapu's half. Tongia has it. Played for Mercury Bay a couple of years ago in the Thames Valley competition. Now there for Tofa, he gets away from a couple. Brought down by another two. And Dickinson still looking for some short runners. Oh, can't quite find Chanel Singh. Now it's there for BJ Lima. Lima jumps it through. Oh, he's going to do his put a bounce on it. He does. And Fraser Tech are in for the first try. Well, that opened up almost from nothing. BJ Lima using the opportunity. Found some open space behind Hautapu. Chipped it through, beat the foot race as the Hautapu defenders had to turn around and run. And it bounced kindly for him. Fraser Tech lead 5-3, 22 minutes gone. Tyrell Martin taking the conversion on the right hand side of the field. 16 metres in from touch. about 23 metres out, steps back. Chase coming in, and he's going to push it away to the left. So BJ Lima's try is unconverted, and the score stays 5-3, 22 minutes gone, first half. Just another public service announcement of PSA people. If you see links to a live stream from anywhere else in comments, please ignore them. They are generally going to be spam. They'll be asking to put your credit card details in, so you don't want to do that. Kickoff goes down inside the 22, and return kick finds touch halfway between the 22 and 10 metre line. Fraser Tech side of the halfway. And Hautapu, when they line out, they have had one stolen against them. Hungara has it. Now therefore Mahi. Oh, met by big defence there from the number 8 from Fraser Tech. Povia. 8 on 12. 2 brick balls. Jenkinson has it. It's being held up. It gets to ground now. Tech trying to get it, but they don't. Hungara being fired out to Mahi, who's been strong with ball in hand. Now come right, Morris. Now comes out to the right hand wing. For Quinton Hill. Now an advantage being played Hautapu way. Penalty advantage. As Natai tries to put a little chip through, he can't. And it's gone against the Fraser Tech player for slowing the ball down there. Ben Mullerton says he did tell the player that he was stuck, but he was still slowing the ball down. So it's, I was just going to say exactly what Ben Mullerton said through my comms. It was a tough one. It's one of those ones as a referee you don't really like to penalise, but definitely a penalisable offence. Line out there for Jeff Coate. 6 metres inside Fraser Tech's 22. One there by Burr. Jenkinson has it. Looking at going right. Natai has it to Morris. Sitting there. And they're just going to keep it in tight. An advantage being played for head high tackle. And they'll come left. Hongara has it in tight. They'll still come left. Wasn't Hongara. Hongara's got it this time. He goes in. Can tackle him up. Ben Norton's looking. And he sees it's held up. So we'll go back to the penalty advantage that was being played. Look tight. And substitution being played as Andrew Vianney's coming off by the sound of things. Penalty was for a high tackle. And we'll just have a bit of a breather as one of the Hautapu players gets a mend. That's probably why Andrew Vianney's been subbed, because he's hobbling worse than I do on a Friday night coming home from town. Shout out to the Tongia family. Jay Tongia passed away after watching his son Corey win last year's title with Fraser Tech earlier that day. Had the pleasure of meeting Jay, Jude and other family members through junior rugby at Suburbs. So it was sad to learn that after Fraser Tech's high, that Jay had died later on that night. Hautapu though, they kick the touch. Line out on the 5 metre line. goes there to Thompson, being taken into the maul. Fraser Tech doing a really good job at sacking this. Pushing it backwards now. Hautapu get it moving forwards. The back line is pretty tight, bunched in. As Mahi gets in there and helps him out, gets him towards the line. And it's short. Now someone else goes in, tries to dive in, and Ben Waterton says, well, just take some time. I think he wants to talk to his assistant referee. The old TMO is something I'd love to have available, but with one digital camera, it's pretty hard. So after checking with his assistant referee, Ben Waterton says the ball's grounded up, held up, and now we go to one of those other experimental law variations of a goal line dropout. Seen it in Super Rugby, seeing it in Club Rugby now too. Martin getting us back underway. He has to go 5 metres. He decides to get bang at 40. Now Thomason has it. There for Wolfgram. Well, Wolfgram now, he's been held up high, but gets to ground. Hongara. And linking round. All he can find is a Fraser Tech player. It's the number 13 with the ball in hand. Lansdowne gives it off to Calvert. Calvert going again. He'll get there. Fraser Tech in their second. Well, a little mistake being shown from Hautapu is turn the ball over. And it's the second try we've seen where Hautapu have to backpedal. And in those circumstances, as long as you've got the speed, the ball's favourable, you'll win it 100% to the time. Free kick to come, Fraser Tech leading. 29 minutes gone first half. So Martin with his second attempt, 5 metres out, and from touch, 24 metres out from the line. Hautapu charging again, and it's going to tail on it, but it's going to tail in behind on the right hand side. And Fraser Tech still lead 10-3 with 10 minutes to go first half. Hongara gets us back underway, and it's out on the full. So Fraser Tech decide they'll scrum it. It was Chanel Singh making those decisions. Because she had the option of a scrum in the middle of the field or a line out at halfway. Most teams though will generally decide to have a scrum though. Steady as Povia breaks off, therefore bunts. Gets over the 10 metre line. Jenkinson has it. Singh. Now just a little flick pass back into Neely. Martin. Tupuhi. 15 metres. Hautapu side of halfway. They'll come left. Playing with confidence. Martin shapes to pass, but he goes himself. Now they come back right through Cooper. Oh, some great defence being met, and bounces, ping pongs round. Jacobson has it from the lock on. Now they come left. Hongara. No, sorry, that's Wolfgram. They'll come right. Now it's Hongara with it. Dummies. Bounce pass to Thomason. Still 10 metres their side of halfway. Settles down a little bit more. As Jenkinson takes it up through the middle. This is our box kicks coming from Ngatai. And ball being called out. Flicks back to Thompson. I don't know how that happened. And under all that pressure, Fraser Tech's defence has done very well there. And Thomason, with pressure on him, has kicked it out on the full. And they'll have a line out. Fraser Tech will have throw the line out 15 metres inside Hautapu's half. Great to have your company wherever you are tuning in. My name's Bevin Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. Fraser Tech have won it. And Tupuhi just gets that ball straight to the chest. He can't clean it up. It's been knocked on. And Hautapu will probably be pretty happy with a scrum. They've been quite tidy so far. 6.5 minutes to go before half time. Just a reminder that the time that you do see on the screen is only the time we've got. Always play to what the referee says. Do our best to make it as accurate as possible, though. Third game that I've watched this season. Yet to see a reset with no infringement, which is good. No one likes scrum penalties, especially referees. Ngatai goes right, gets it over the halfway line. Oh, might have been brought down there high, but no, there's a knock on. Just sniped around the blind. Quite a good job of it until he got brought down and then knocked it on trying to offload. Steady scrum there for Jenkinson. He's been left behind. Bunce has to clean it up. Coming in from fullback, sorry. Gets over the halfway line. Oh, Fraser Tech have started to open up this game. On the left-hand side there. Onto the 22 now. And it's a penalty going against Fraser Tech. It looks as though Jacobson might have won that penalty for not releasing. Looks as though Shea Rita Maya might be coming on. Yes, he will. For Hautapu. There's a Fraser Tech player just injured down at the moment, so some more time off. couple of injuries and substitutions this early in the game. Certainly an April day here. It's warm, but not hot either, or cold. Now it looks as though 17 for Fraser Tech. Anthony Solomona is coming onto the field. So 4 minutes left of the first half. Fraser Tech 10-3 currently. And Hautapu win the line out. Fraser Tech had punched one of theirs so far. Now there for Burr. Man from Aberdeen. Now Ngātai with the box kick. Goes up high. It was outside the 22. It's out on the full. Ngātai's radar just not quite working at the moment. And Fraser Tech will have a line out about 6 metres outside Hautapu's 22. Ball goes into the middle. Munley off the bat, off the top. Martin Tufuhi had plenty of carries, only knocked it on once today. Singh has it. Comes out there for Kemp. Been offloaded. Singh has it. And pull through. Back there for Kemp again. Singh left the ball behind, but does fine in the end. Tufuhi. Calvert. Jenkinson setting up his forwards. Goes to Martin instead. Tufuhi as well. On the 12, wearing 12. Now they're inside Hautapu's 22. Playing with confidence. Bunce. Tries to chip it through. Ball is bounced all over the place. Malia's got it. It's 5 metres inside now. And looks as though Hautapu might have just turned this over at the time they needed. Now there's a ball coming out. Hautapu over the 22. Come right as there's an offside advantage. It's gone against Reece Dickinson. Wasn't behind the homemost foot. So things were looking pretty opportunistic for Fraser Tech for a while there. One and a half to go before half time.
I knew what you were trying to tell me.
Burr won it as they take it into a maul. Stop once. Break off there. The home side as they come into Fraser Tech's half. They'll come left. Burr again carrying it strong. Hongara switches it back right with Thomason. Thomason with a little chip over the top. Who's it going to sit up for? It's going to sit up for Hautapu. Chase is coming through. It's being cleaned up. And they're now 5 metres short. Comes right now. It's breaking. Oh, they go! Right at half time. Hautapu scored. And Joel, have you got a number there? Let's wait to see.
Looks like a prop, maybe.
I think Elijah Wakefield, if it is one of the props.
One of them's over on the other side there.
We'll give it to them both, but award to Hautapu with one try. It's 10-8 kick to come. Right on half time. Mitchell, 15 metres in from touch on the 22 metre line. Comes in, and it's over 10 apiece. It is at half time. Hautapu at home against Fraser Tech, first week of the 2022 Waikato Breweries Premier Competition.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
So we're back into it in the second half as one of the Fraser Tex players spent the half time being reinvigorated, and the kick goes down into the 22 and the ball's been kicked back, taken cleanly on the right hand side. Josh Calvert doing the job there. Now it comes left. Oh, some good tackle there from the Hautapu side, giving Fraser Tex some of their own medicine. Jenkinson goes to the boot. Taken there from Thomason. It was too deep. Inside the 22, taps and goes quick. Chips it downfield, and I thought that might be our third one out on the full from Hautapu. It's not. Can fight back in. Therefore, D'Angelo Leilua. Thank you, Joel. And players carrying on. This might have been the player that's gone down in backfield. Comes left. As the ball comes midfield. Jenkinson looks for it. Gives it to Martin, who shuffles it on. Now Jenkinson says we'll go right. As Cooper has it. Right again. Martin trying to find a hole, and it's been knocked on in the tackle. Could hear myself talk there and wondered what the story was, but then realised it's my phone was still on the stream. Great to have your company wherever you're tuning in. As Terry Pongi makes his way onto the field wearing number 20.
21 for Hautapu.
And 21 for Hautapu. Jordan Shanty onto the field as well.
Placing Quincy Natai.
On for Quintini Natai. Half time in the Melville-Morrinsville Prens game, 17-16 Melville lead. And between Hamilton Old Boys and University, it is 18-7 to Hamilton Old Boys currently. And And the old scrum reset again. The new law variations only kick in when the scrum has begun, when the halfback has put the ball in. That's the reason why at the moment Ben Wilson will bring it up, fire it up. And, it's a big scrum from Fraser Tech. But there for Hongara. Boots inside the 22. Martin has it. And pegs it. Can he get inside the 22? He can't. He's going to find touch just short of the 22, but it's fired back inside to Hongara. Hongara dinking and diving. Lets the ball go. Gets back up again. Hongari's made about 80 metres and 2 tackles. Brought down 13 metres inside his own half. Inside Fraser Tech's half. There for number 16, Ritamaya. Burr has it. They'll come right. Thompson. Now looking to go left. Jordan Shanty fires it off to Thomason. Might have been tipped out. Thomason still has it back. 5 metres short of the try line. Hautapu trying to start the second half the way they finished the first. They'll come right to Thompson again. It's Thompson and Thomason show at the moment. As they're just picking and going at the moment. Close to the line. 1 metre short. Jenkinson goes in there. Short again. And it's been called unplayable. And short of the try line. So Hautapu will have a scrum 5 metres out from the try line. As the scrum comes in, they'll look to go left, but went short. There's a yellow card coming. This Yati Tufuhi is in the bin for 10 minutes. Definitely went back on the try line.
It was number 3, sorry.
Apologies to Tufuhi, it was Havila Malia that's been pinged when you go by hairstyles and hair colours. And you got two with that must have the same barber. Thanks, Joel, because I'm glad I wasn't the only one, because I think I made that mistake earlier. That's right, Ben Willerton was all over that. He knew it was he knew it was number 3. He was asking who's going off. Is that number 19, Joel? Or 20? No, it looks like number 20. Terry Pongi's going to have to go off so they can bring a front rower on for the scrum. And it'll still be 5 metres out. About 3 metres to the left-hand uprights. Shanty puts the ball in the scrum. Hautapu coming up flat. They're going to go left. There for Thomason, caught up high. Gets the ground though. 10 metres out. Fraser Tech and hunting. And they might have turned this over. Yes, they have. And boot to ball. That is a brilliant boot that Reece Dickinson has. And shows why he's played a number of NPC might attend Bunnings games these days for Waikato. And finds touch about 12 metres short of the halfway line. And one there by Hautapu. It's off the top. There for Mahi. He's done a good tackle. And they'll come right. Shanti, Burr. Now left. Wolfgram. There for Mitchell. Just grabbing a bit. Going left. Now they'll swing it right. Wolfgram now. Just over the 10 metre line. Still Fraser Tech side of halfway for Morris. Morris with a good carry. Pops the pull up to Hongara from the ground. Oh, and Burr's knocked it on. Don't think he was expecting it at all. And a penalty coming Fraser Tech's way. Not rolling is the call. Penalties midfield about 13 metres shy of the halfway line, so Fraser Tech looking to intrude the Hautapu half. They do. And apologies folks, we've just had a bit of a technical malfunction, but thanks Joel for fixing that. At least we know what the button is that you can't push. Here's the line out on the 10 metre line. Bird tries to get in and interrupt. Knocks it on though. There for Leilua. Kicks it inside the 22. Ball was kicked from inside the half though. And Thompson says we'll settle this down. And doesn't find a lot of touch. Only a metre inside the 22, and the assistant referee forgot whose ball it was. Gets it right though in the end. I saw playing, refereeing and all that, so even with signs I'd still get confused which way I was going. Even seen at an international wheelchair rugby match at World Championships in Australia, a side go the wrong way after half time. And I have to say that was quite interesting as a commentator. That's actually where the live stream is born from. The idea of live streaming. This is one from Fraser Tech though. Just outside the 22. Jenkinson waiting for some clean ball. Gets it. Goes with the smaller numbers. Oh, is it left? Bounce pass there for Bulamahi. Dickinson goes right. Doesn't see many options left. There for Martin. Then coming out left again though, and just chopping and changing, keeping Hautapu honest. Dickinson, Singh. Oh man, a big contact. I think that was Kai Hongara that put that tackle in, tip over the top. And there's top pressure on Thomason, but he takes his second mark of the match quite comfortably. Must also admit, folks, just to let you know that there will be a highlights package on Bev's Broadcasting Facebook page. If you haven't, go and like the page and you'll be notified when the video gets put up in coming days. Joel, as always, will do his best to get up tries of the week. Normally about it on a Tuesday afternoon on the Waikato Rugby Facebook page. If you are filming a game, doesn't matter what level, and you think there's an excellent try there, send it to marketing@mulu.co.nz. And if it's done in time, he will judge whether it's worth it. Tech line out being one, and Fraser Tech have knocked this on. Morris has it. Hongara, they go left. Jacobson. Oh, it's a bit of a forwards pass, that one. It wasn't forward, but from a forward. And Hautapu have knocked it on the tackle, so they'll come back to the scrum from the line out. It's quite interesting when you have the referees' comms And one of the assistant referees is standing talking to someone else who has a different set of comms and can also hear theirs. One of the other changes to the rules at senior level is that the halfback can't pass the middle of the tunnel like you see in schoolboy rugby as well. 3.5 minutes left on the sin bin for Havila Malia. No change to the half-time score. There for Hongara. Finds Wolfgram. Caught on the 10 metre line. Fraser Tech trying to get in there quick. They can't. Shanti has it. And it's been knocked on. So I think Hamilton Burr might have done that. Yeah, definitely his first week of the rugby season. Competition with the amount of mistakes both teams have been making. I'm sure it's something both Sean Honeck and Daniel Teka were talking about at half time to their sides. Jenkinson feeds. There for Leilua. Passes it. Oh, it's a little bit of a shifty one there, but cleaned up in the end by the number 13. They're inside the 22 of Hautapu. Goes out to the number 7, Nathan Smith. The Tech. Leilua. Has it. Still inside the 22. Morris trying to claim the penalty. He can't, but the penalty goes against the number 18 for Fraser Tech. Kake for not rolling. Everyone's asking about the yellow cards. Yellow card player, Avila Malia. He's got 1.5 left in the bin. No change to that half-time score though, so Fraser Tech will be very happy about not conceding any points. Man up for 10 minutes. So, Fraser Tech line out 6 metres from the line. I'm trying to pinch a metre thinking the middle of the tunnel was the 5 metre line, but it wasn't, and Hamilton Burr looked to try and take that, but he hasn't. And Jenkinson has it. Go with the smaller numbers, Lalau Topahi. And a little pass there to Cooper. Go right. Just little pop passes at the moment from base. Keeping it in tight. As Hautapu won a penalty, defensive penalty, and it's the 4th one of the match. I think it's 2 apiece for not releasing in the tackle, and they've all been inside the 22, opposition's 22. It's a great defence from both teams there. Great to see the Australian cousins tuning in. Hopefully you'll enjoy your long weekend. As Fraser Tech will return to 15 players. As we see both Kali and Danny Povia come back onto the field. The line out 5 metres outside Hautapu's own 22. Thompson goes up, runs it. Shanti has it. Pungara gets it on the bounce, but he's knocked it on. And the mistakes are coming thick and fast at the moment as Pongi has it. Now there for Tupuhi, and he just tips it through and finds touch. But no advantage being played by Willerton. Willerton says. And they'll come back to the advantage from the tackle. Kick probably only made about 2 metres into touch. Advantage is up to the discretion of the referee. There's no defined time or meters gained that an advantage can be played for. So as long as you're consistent, why not? The scrum just inside Hautapu's 22. They're starting to go forward a little bit. Has it there. Now, Tapu over the top. Fires it out to the wing. Can he get there? Josh Calvert. In there for a second. Fraser Tech can hit the front once more. 15-10 kick to come. And 17 minutes gone, second half. So after our earlier conversation about players wearing some of the haircuts, it seems three of them as Loila comes in, strikes it very well, and conversion successful. 17-10 now, Fraser Tech lead. Of course, Moana Pacifica not playing this weekend. Due to the Western Force having COVID cases in camp. I'm sure D'Angelo Loila doesn't mind going back and playing some club rugby. As the restart down towards the 22, Jenkinson takes it, fires it off. Well, there's a little break there, but he gets tripped over his own laces. Wasn't held, so he's allowed to get up and play. Yeah, it's been brought back though. Jenkinson, Loila. Down to Thomason, who's back there on the inside the 22. Decides to run it. He looks as though he's going to kick it, but he's run it up to the 10 metre line. Now they'll go right. Here for Wolfgram. Burr decides there's only one way a lot can run. Jacobson dancing around his own player. Come out to Thompson, fires it off to Jeff Coate. Had a pretty quiet game so far with ball in hand other than that line out time. Back to Hongara. And finds Loila on the kick and the chase. Oh, does really well, does the tackler. Got tripped up on his own, but manages to make the tackle anyway. I'll come right as Loila's knocked it backwards, has to go back now, he just chips it through. Looks for the 50-22, are we going to have our first one of the season? No, we're not. Because Ben Willerton says it was carried back inside the half. So 50-22 pretty much works the same way a kick from inside the 22 works. You can't take the ball back and then kick it out. But had that ball not been carried back, it would have been a line out to Fraser Tech. One there by Burr. Off the line out, Jenkinson takes it high. The Waikato Bunnings NPC winning captain last year. Hongara decides, let's get out of here, boys. Punts it down, and it might actually be a Hautapu line out here. He said, well, metre inside their own half. So subs coming on for Hautapu. Bodie Mitchell makes way for Todd Silver. name's Bevin, Jenkinson. Great to have your company wherever you are. It is what has gone back, but it's been knocked on from the line out by Hautapu, and Fraser Tech will have a scrum 3 metres inside Hautapu's half. Scrums were pretty steady in the first half, but Fraser Tech seems to be the dominant side come the second. I have to say, the way the game's been going of late, Fraser Tech's probably been the better side. Might not be allowed in the club rooms after saying that though. As Fraser Tech up towards the 10 metre line. Jenkinson comes left, there for Cooper. Now he fires it off to Leula. And now some hot potato stuff. Jenkinson has it back in hand. They're 10 metres short of the 22. Hautapu trying to get in there, told not to. As now it's a chip across. As eyes missed it completely, and it's into touch. Off the knees of Quinton Hill, and Fraser Tech will have a line out now 7 metres inside Hautapu's half. It's a good little chip through from Luila. And I thought for a second there was probably most that it was just a little bit too far, and in the end it was quite well judged. Only been one against the throw all game as this one. No lifter to it. Bit of miscommunication, but Fraser Tech still has the ball. Going to go in tight. Dives into the ground. She can do with ball in hand. Therefore, Malia. And not releasing is the call. Number 5 for the game, once again inside the 22. Great to see a big turnout here at Memorial Park on a long weekend. As the kickers are out, and taken there by Lima, one of the try scorers from Fraser Tech. And they're 5 metres out from the 22. Being brought in by a couple more metres. Luila now over the top. And a little break here from Fraser Tech. Can he find the man? He can, but it's wearing the wrong coloured jersey. As Wolfgram tidies it up for Hautapu. Gets a couple of supporting players. Hongara having to take it over his shoulder. Can't kick it out though. It's got up by some good defence, and ball's been chipped through. Play on is the call. Everyone just about stopped. Ball there now from Martin, who spots a hole. Little pop pass. It's been watching too much of Sunnyville Williams. Dickinson. Cooper. And the competition in. David Morris does the duty. Tatson goes quickly inside the home 22. It's call for no arms, but no call from referee Willerton or one of the ARs. Hongara has it, kicks it in hand. Wolfgram. Told to use it now as Hongara's back in the pocket, and he'll say we'll play for some territory, and finds touch a couple of metres outside the 22. couple of metres outside the 22. It's just off air there. I put a jinx on that I really do hope doesn't come true. Don't worry, it wasn't about the game specifically. I won't say it twice though. As good win there by Tech. Uncontested though from Fraser Tech. From Hautapu, they decided to wait for the Tech maul. And they've got a good push on here, so Luila has it. Decides with a good cross kick, but well in front by about 10 metres, I think. BJ Lima. Well in front. And Willerton didn't even need to consult his assistant referees. Hamilton Old Boys currently leading University of Waikato 24-12, and in the other game we've got scores for Melville 17 over Morrinsville 16. Both of them are in their second half, like this one. There's the ball bouncing off the newly renovated Spouting and referee at the time. He's got a couple of balls, and I think one of them narrowly missed someone down in the seating here in the terraces. Jeff Goat finds Burr. Jenkinson has it. Short runner. Busts out of a tackle. And good tackle in the end. And kill it off his feet is the call against Fraser Tech. As that was Bulamahi that made that carry. And Hungara decides let's eat some metres up. The assistant referee doesn't have to move very far, if at all. He's standing on the standing exactly where the ball went over. As subs for Fraser Tech come onto the field, Lalau Tufuhi and Kiniviliami Natuna. Jeff Coke with his second try in quick succession, but this one's won by Natuna. And Tech have the ball just outside the 22. Leula has a big boot on him, kicks from 22 to 22. Thomason has it, runs it back towards the 10 metre line, gets caught, and Fraser Tech in there hunting for it. Has it been turned over? I think it might have been. Yes, it has. Jenkinson has it, 12 metres inside Hautapu's half. There for Pongi. Cooper, first receiver. Just inching their way forward at the moment is Fraser Tech. Natuna again. Metre outside the 22. Tongia has it. And they come right. Luila. Ball over the top. Yes, it's happy. Ball's come out back out of his hand. Is Calvert looking for his third of the match. And it's a penalty against the Fraser Tech side. A lot of these defensive penalties are happening inside the 22. And Hautapu have a chance to relieve. Relieving touch finder. Finds Big Bay 22 in the 10 metre line. Jenkinson off on another run. Can't mistake him without his white and red hooped headband. Now they're over the 10 metre line. Hautapu. Hungara has it. Firing out left. And it's been knocked on. And just little mistakes at the wrong time for Hautapu. It's breaking it down for them. And Fraser Tech will have a scrum 11 metres inside Hautapu's half. 17-10 with 7 minutes to go in this match. First week, the Waikato Breweries Shield final. Fraser Tech is celebrating their 100 years next June. Big weekend coming up, the 2nd to the 4th of June 2023. I'm sure those Mill Street club rooms will be packed. Jenkinson playing almost an 80-minute game at the moment. And ball's there for Luila. Fires it off to Pongi. Gets meat in a good tackle. And, spins out of it though. And it's another defensive penalty for not releasing. It's pretty well done on those situations though for the defending side to get the ball, to get over the ball. But turnovers that are on time, near or inside the 20, opposition's 22, are killing the attacking team. Line out now on the halfway line. One there by Burr. Jacobson fires it off to Mahi. Gets out of one tackle. Shanty has it. Now it's off to Burr. An advantage being played against Kali for being offside at the first ruck. Shanty has it. Here's Quinton Hill calling for a ball over the top, but Hungara has it. Now to Mahi, shuffling it off. His ball's been left behind. It did go backwards. The referees are saying. Now Thompson made a very quick tackle off the line. And we'll come back for the penalty against Kali for being offside, middle of the field, 5 metres the other side of Hautapu's halfway. Ongara says we won't take the points. And it hasn't found touch though. Taken there quite cleanly. Martin has it, takes it at knee level, and he says we'll have the ball back in touch, but they'll play it quickly. Thomason has it. Net just short of the halfway line. Now for Burr. Burr shapes but doesn't give it. Hongara, ball's been left behind. Jacobson having to clean up. Jacobson making a good tackle. Coming out left, and it's been forward pass. It was pretty easy. Ben Willerton was in line with it, and as he said, he was in front of him when the ball was passed. So, out of the hands or not, it's definitely forward, that one. Time off for some injured players. So 3 minutes 20 left in this match. Just a reminder of the time that you see on screen. It's only a rough estimate. We're always in the hands of Ben Willerton, the referee. Big thanks to him though for lending his comms, if I could ask him. Jenkinson has it, back of the scrum, goes left to Luila. Luila gets out of one, brought down by second and third. There for the big man, Hautapu. He's 3 metres inside the 22 as the ball's been knocked on here from Hautapu, but the ball's still alive. And Wilton says we'll take the knock-on advantage, and consistency is the key there. And time offers the call because he's an injured player on the way of the scrum. Definitely an April day when the temperature drops down at 4:30, 20 past 4 local time. Been a pleasure to bring this game to you. Like last 2 seasons, there'll be a game each week where possible. 3 minutes to go in this game. Ben Wallerton just says over his comms. Next week's game yet to be announced. So free kick. Early engagement against Fraser Tech. Wolfgram. Thomason wrapping around. Ball chipped through. Martin having to clean up. Gets out of 3 wannabe tacklers. Fires it off to the right. Luila. Now there to Josh Calvert. And Joel, can you confirm it is his hat-trick? Josh Calvert has 3 for the day. And Fraser Tech now lead 22-10. Kick to come with 2.5 minutes left in this match. Conversion is successful from the right-hand side. Luila, 2 from 2 today. And with a minute left, 24-10, Fraser Tech, their first win in a number of years in pool play. Two minutes to play is the call. As the ball's been chipped through. And now sets up. I think Jenkinson just wants to play the time game here. Squibbled in time on the side of Fraser Tech at the moment. Ball comes back to Luila. Been having a great Super Rugby Pacific campaign for Moana Pacifica after leading Waikato to the Bunnings NPC title last year. And they're just keeping them tight at the moment. Almost in the same area where the 2021 Waikato Brewery Shield final was won last year. Comes back to Luila. Luila pumps it down in the middle of the field as it's carried back into the 22. Ongara has it, fires it off to Thomason. Thomason has it. Here off to one of the substitutions. Chipped through. And he's all by himself. Can he get the bounce? No, he can't. The ball's still all over. But it is there as time off is called. Ben Bulletin says, let's have a breather right on full time. Who was that number, Joel? With the headgear.
I think it's 22.
22, Todd Silver. Funny enough, the number of... Oh, knock on is the call. once the ball was all messy. We're into the last play moments. As Melville have run out 30-16 winners over Morrinsville, and Hamilton Old Boys 24, University of Waikato 22, Joel. So very close game like you and I were talking about at half time off air. Both those are full-time results. Don't have any score from the Te Aomuru United Matamata sports game. But from here at Memorial Park in Cambridge, Ben Willerton says that is full-time, folks. And